Hello everyone, I am Rajeshwari from PCB GrafTech Singapore. I welcome you all for this live webinar of component management with Altium Concur Pro. So today's topic we will be seeing about what is Altium Concur Pro and what is the complete component management system, the product demonstration and the product summary. So first we'll see about what is Altium Concur Pro. So when you go inside Altium Concur Pro, the first step is it's a complete component management. It's mainly for your organization to manage all your components in one location. So first one, if you see up to date, the components, we can manage your components up to date and you have a standardized components in your own library location. Then if you go for your bidirectional ECAD MCAD collaboration, we can do it inside your Altium Designer. We have a ECAD file inside our Altium. Then using your mechanical software like your SolidWorks, PTC Cryo or Inventor, we can push our PCB board to the mechanical software so that the mechanical user can edit the file, do some modifications and push it back to our Altium Designer software. So it is nothing but we have a different interface to collaborate between inside the Altium Designer. Then next, when you go for the traceability, the component traceability is easy to search inside the server. We have so many components, so we can search for the components as well as we can go for modify the components by editing the values, parameters, all this. Then we can also have the current sourcing information, like you can determine what is the cost of the component, with the component availability based on the manufacturer part search. So all we can do it inside this component management. So now, first thing is, what is a component? Okay, if you ask this question to an electrical engineer, the first one, so what he will say is, he depends upon the symbol for his design based on the sheets, data sheet is given by the manufacturer for our SPICE model for the simulation circuit. So next one, if I ask the same question to the layout designer, what is meant by a component? So he will say something about the physical description of a component like the footprints, a 3D model of all these things. Same question, if we ask to the procurement department, that is the purchase department, they will talk about the supply chain data, the cost of the component, all this. So the component is same, but it differs based on the user. It can be an electrical engineer or layout engineer, or it can be a purchase department. But the view of the component is different based on the different departments. So now we will go for the library management issues. Why we have the management issues actually? So normally in our Altium Designer, we can create your libraries like a schematic library, PCB library, integrated library, database library. So when you create the libraries, you can save it in your own PC in the own locations. So what happened? Your library will be scattered in different locations. So you will be giving the own name of your library and you will be giving your own name for the component. So what happens if you have your component and this component is used by another designer of your own organization? So he may change the component. He may change the value of the component, or he may edit the footprint of the component, or he may edit your symbol. So, and he can save that component in different locations. So what happens? The component is automatically scattered in different locations. So there is no originality of your component inside your PC. So for example, if you see there is a mismatched content. So I have two footprints. One designer designed the footprint. The first one is designed like this. So whereas the second designer, he does the same component, same footprint, but there is no copper. So there is a difference between one designer and the other designer. So they can use the same name. So the duplicate will be there, but don't know which is the original component. So these are the problems, issues we have when we create a component. Okay, so the schematic library and the PCB library, we can compile it to get your integrated library. So as well as when you go for the parameter wise, so one user will have the original library, whereas the other user, he can get the components and then he can modify it, the parameter list, by changing the value. Example, if you take resistor, he can change the value of the resistor and use it as his own component. And then he can do the validation of the component by using the different manufacturer part numbers. So there can be different issues can occur when you create your own component. So how we can avoid this issue? Normally, we can create a component inside our Altium Concur Pro server. So once you create, it will have a revision one. Okay, automatically, when the user want to create the duplicate, it will show the component is duplicated, or it will be acting as a revision number 1.2 or 2, whatever it is. So it cannot be, the original component cannot be edited in any ways. Okay, so now when you want to go for component management needs, what are the necessity needs is, the first one is you have to have the component templates and types. It means inside your server, you will have a certain templates. So, and based on the type of a component you can choose. For example, your component may be, creating component may be a capacitor or a diode or IC or resistor, whatever it may be. So that component will have its own templates. So we must follow the templates. Then the component will have their own parametric list, like your voltage rating or tolerance, temperature, mounting technology. So all they have their own parameter list. So they should follow the list. Then third one, followed by this parameter list, they will also have their manufacturer part numbers, which you can add it for each component. So you can do this here. Then followed by, you can edit the symbols, footprints, and the revision cycle, all you can edit it inside your server. Okay, so now you see when you're creating your footprint symbol, after that, it will automatically show you which date it is edited and which revision it is. So based on the revision, it will be keep on increasing the revisions. So all you can see it under this server itself. Okay, so now we have a small introduction about what is Concur Pro. So now we are going to see about the component management system. So inside the complete component management system, what is the main thing? So actually component management is made up of two things. One is the model, the other one is the data. The first one, model, means it creates the symbol, the footprints, the 3D models, all comes under the model. So second one is the data. Data is represents the parameter list, also the manufacturer, part details, part choice. So all this information comes under the data sheet. So you can go for searching your component. So if you want to search for a component, so you can do it in component panel itself. Actually, this feature is available from 19 version of Altium Designer. So there you can see there is a component panel, and inside the component panel, you can search the components based on the name of the component, based on the parameter values, and based on the data sheets. So all this can be used to searching for a component. For example, you can see I search for a resistor here, and then you can filter the component by using some values here. For example, 1 kilo ohm resistor, you can filter it off. Once you filter, you will see under the search top at that 1 kilo ohm and what are all the resistors available under this components. After this, if you want to compare, see there are two resistors 1K and more or less they are same. So if you want to compare the two resistors, holding the control key, you can select them and you can see their comparison. So comparison will give you the data sheet information. Then you can see the red color is the difference between the two components. Okay, so first one is resistor 1K with some the parameters of 0402 and the second one is 1206. So there is a difference and the similarities you can see. So the white color is the similarities of the two components you see, and then the red color is the difference of the two components. And below you will be also able to see the symbol and the models of those particular components. Then comparing them, we can choose which component you wanted for your design. Okay, next one, when you go for the component editor, this component editor is within the server. Okay, so within the server, if you want to create a new component, you can create it a new component, or you have already, you will be having all the components folders inside your server, like different folders like resistor folder, capacitor folder, transistor folder, transformer folder. So different folders will be there with so many components inside. And if you want to edit one of the component, you can just right click on the component, go for edit. So once you click the edit, automatically the edit page comes like this. So in this edit page, you will be able to see the models, the footprints, then you will be seeing the symbols, and then these are all the models we have in the edit page, as well as we have the data models, including the name. So this name you can also choose from your manufacturer part search. So how to select it is you can click on the add part size here. So automatically will let you go to the manufacturer part search to get for the particular based on the particular part number. It will help you to create get the component from there. So automatically when you get the component from manufacturer part search, it will include all the parameters default from that component. So there is an option when you're bringing in the manufacturer part search, it will ask you whether you want to include the symbols, footprints, as well as the data sheet information, or you want to include only the parameters information, or you want to include only the part size information. So you can choose. You can choose and bring it them inside your component editor. Then last one is the validation of your project components. So if you want to validate, you should go to your active bill of material of the project. So inside the active bill of material, you will be able to see the name, the description, the manufacturer information, all this. So when you see here, you can see that some of the component have the volume protection, and few component you can see there is not recommended for use. It means that this component is not available in the market. Okay, maybe the component has not yet been designed and come to the market. So they say it is not recommended to the design. And when you go to see the obsolete normally says that when the component life has been end. Okay, so those information you can see in a triangle with an exclamation mark. That means those component has to be updated. Then some component you can see there is an information. So information means you can see the components manufacturer part numbers has not updated. Okay, you can do that. You can do that by going down here, selecting the stars, giving the number of stars, you give the preference for the particular suppliers. Okay, you can do all this in this active BOM. Then if you come for the bi-directional ECAD MCAD code designer, so here in your Altium designer, you will be having your PCB board. So from the PCB, you can push your PCB board to the other mechanical software, like as you can see the SolidWorks, Creo, Autodesk Inventor. So at that side, what will happen? The mechanical user must add in their Altium Code Designer panel in the software. So adding it, they can get your file inside the software, mechanical software, and they can modify the board. Like they can edit it, edit the board size, edit the components. So once they do the editing, and they can push it back to the PCB. So once they push it to your Altium designer, the electrical designer will check what are all the changes has been done. Then they have to identify the changes, and if they want to accept it, they can accept the changes, or else they can just neglect the changes and this they can proceed it off. So this can be done in our Altium Designer Concur Pro version. Okay, so now we are going to see about the product demonstration. So the product demonstration, I'm just going to show with the software how to work with it. So I just open your Altium Designer here. You can see my first project I have put inside my server. If I want to search for a component inside, so I go to the component panel. So inside the component panel, you will see all the components here. Okay, so this happens once I sign in with my Concur Pro account. You see at the top, it is admin. So I sign in with my Concur Pro account admin. So I just come in, you will see there are so many components. There are totally 796 components, and the component folders like amplifier, audio. So how many components available in each folder you can see here. Okay, so for example, if I want to go for integrated circuits, so I can just click on the integrated circuits. You will be seeing all the components available inside this integrated circuits here. So scroll down, there are totally 132 components. So similar way, I just want to go for resistors and see the resistor components. So I just click on resistor, there are 193 components. Since there are 193, I want to filter the components by some parameter values. So how to do that? So you can just maximize the screen to see the filter option. Okay. So when you see filter option, now I am in the left hand side, the selected component is resistors. So I'm going to search from these components, I'm going to search for 10 kilo ohm resistors. So I just type 10K. Okay, so when I type 10K, you will see in this side, it is automatically filtered to 10K here. So 10K 0402, all 10K it is filtered. Okay, so still you want to filter this component to some other values like voltage rating or package or case package, you can also filter it off. Okay, so now for example, I want to filter this with respect to 50 volt. So you can just check box here, you will see the filter here. Okay, so now at the last you can see at 50 volt I have the resistor of 10K resistor 10K, two components I have. So I'm going to compare the two components and see the properties which I need for my design. So to do that, I just select first one, hold the control key, select the second one. So automatically you will see in the right hand side the comparison of the two components. So the first one, you have the resistor. Second one, you will see first one, the availability of the components here, green color, and the cost of the component. Then followed by the data sheet of the components. So the data sheet here for both the components, and if you want to place it in your design, it will allow you to place the component. Then coming down, you can see the difference in their name. So the red color is the difference. So the name is different, then the description is different, and the case package is different. Then whereas when you come down, the voltage rating value, all they are similar to both the components. Now I want to see the symbol of two components. So I just click on the symbol, you will see the symbol of the two components. As well as you want to see the footprint of the two components, you will see the footprint of the two components. So you will see there is a red color, that is the difference of the two. I want to see the 3D of the component. So click to see 3D. So once we choose all this, next step, everything we have seen, I can choose from this which component I want to place. So for example, I choose the first one, right click, you will be able to place the component. Okay, so just click on this to place the component. So this is one method of selection. So similar, if you want to choose directly from here, I don't want to go for this resistors. In general, I go to the all component and then I want to search for a component like SMTF. Okay, so when I just type in some values to search for a component, I don't find here. So you can type some SMT or something. So automatically it will show you based on this character, so many informations are here. So followed by, you can also use the filter here based on the values of your own case packaging, all this, you can filter it. Now I just going to see how to filter for a component of power supply. So I have so many components for power supply. Now I'm just want to see to filter for a component with power supply based on the voltage value and based on the current value. So I just choose my power supply here, and then under this filter option, I want to choose voltage. So automatically it will ask me whether you want to go for first option, voltage. So when I click on this star button, it will give the preference always to be in the top preference for selection. So I want to search for 3.3 volt power supply. Okay, once I do, you can see in the right top here, output voltage, it is filtered with 3.3 volt, the power supply. So automatically the results I found is 7 components are there. Next, I want to search the same power supply with the filtering of current. So current, then automatically you will see the maximum output current should be 1 amps or 1.3 amps or something like that. So I choose 1 amp for my design. So it is still filtered. I have 2 components. So from these 2 components, I can just select the both, holding the control key, select the both the components. Then you can refer what is the difference and what is the similarity of the components. Then you can place here. So you will see the maximum supply voltage, what is the manufacturer details. Then you can see the data sheet information, then the case package information, all this. So followed by, you can also see the symbols and the footprints. Okay, so based on this, I can place it in my design. Okay, now we have seen, how to search for a component inside the component panel itself. Okay, so next step, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you like something like I have a design and I want to search for a component here. Okay, so in this design, I have a component. Here I have a MOSFET here. So this component, I double click to see the properties panel. I can see that it is from my sprite level. I know this component as life ended. It is obsolete component. So I want to search for this component inside my server and get for it. Okay, how I'm going to do that? You can just see here. Okay, to search for it, again, I go to the component panel and I'm going to search for that component of 2N7002. So this is the name of the component I'm going to search. So when I click, I will just go for all. Okay, so when I go for all, I just want to search with that number 2N7002. So enter. Okay, so now you can see I don't have this component in my server. This is my this is my Altium server. I don't have the component. So what I can do, if you're finding component is not there, so you can go to the manufacturer pod search. It automatically say need more component. You can go there. So it says there are more 368 components. It give me the information about this component availability there. So I just click on manufacturer part search to search. Otherwise, you can also create the component. So create component means it will automatically take you to the server to create the component for you with the same part number. Okay, so now I go for the manufacturer part search. Okay, so when I go to the manufacturer part search here, okay, so it shows there are 368 components are there. So I want to filter the components. So I don't want whatever it shows. So I'm going to filter my component based on some usages. For example, I can filter based on the stock and based on the availability of the component. So I just check my stock availability. Okay, so it comes to 124 component, and then I just want to check based on the model design for my component. Okay, so before selecting the model design, I would like to show you here, when I go to the component in this manufacturer part search, you see there is a component name. So 2N7002, it is from ST Microelectronics. And when I click on the supplier part number, they will be giving the different suppliers information. So from this, you can choose also the supplier's details for your component. Okay, you can select the part choices from the different suppliers. Then when you come here, you will see there is a red color line. So this red color line, it says that the manufacturer life cycle is obsolete. So obsolete means the component has come to the end of life. So what you need to do is, we cannot select the component with this with that end of life. You should select the component with the green line. It says the volume protection. Okay, you must see this green line, and then followed by, you will see there is a symbol. This symbol is nothing but the model. It means that the Altium experts have designed the component for this particular part number. So when the component design is available, it automatically shows with the symbol. So it was designed by the Altium experts. So once you see the component, you can just click the component and you can add it. So I just want to add this component. You can go for place. When you click to place, it will automatically place inside your design. Or you want to download the component, you can download it inside your local C drive of your Altium, and then save it later. You can use it for any project. And otherwise, if you want to acquire it, so you can also acquire this. When you acquire, it will automatically go to the server and it will ask you where you want to save it inside the server. So for example, I choose my diodes and then I click OK. So automatically you will see the here you can see the new component has been opened at the back end. Okay, so at the back end, it opens for the manufacturer's part search, and then it is asking, do you want to use the component from the cloud or override? Okay, so now it has default some parameters. I want to use all the data of that particular component, which I'm taking from the manufacturer part search. Okay, so I just click use all data. Okay, so I better close this manufacturer part search. Okay, once I come to this so edit place, you will see that I have bring in that component here with that name 2N7002, and the description. You will see all the parameters automatically imported for that component. Also, you can see the part choice. If you want to add in more part choices, you can add in more part choices. When you click add in, it will go to the manufacturer part search to add in it for you. Then in the right hand side, you can see the models like symbols, footprints of your component. Then followed by, if you want to add in your footprint, you can go for new footprint, or you can create a new footprint, or you can create from the wizard, or you can take it from your existing footprint of your component. Not only for your this, you can also do it for your you can do it for your simulation models also. Then later, when you come here, you will see the edit option. If you want to remove this model, you can remove it, select the model, select target folder, or you can do it for this symbols and the footprints here. So once you have done, now everything is ready for you. You can see the models right hand side. You will see the data information in your left hand side, all this. So once you have done, I need to release this component to my server. So to release the component, you need to go here on the top. You can see save the current document to the server. So I just click on release to server. Okay, so when I click to release to server, it will automatically ask you, give some information. So I acquire the new component. Okay, then the advanced information will give you what is the name of the component, what is the revision number of your component, all these informations. Okay, so I just click OK. So you can see it is taking to my server. Okay, so it has been done. So there is no error. So message panel is empty. And then I just click here, close. Okay, so once it is done, you can go for your panels explorer. Okay, so then I want to search for that component here. So you will see in the left hand side, these are all the server folders inside your Concur Pro, like component folder, amplifier folders, all these we have. So I need to search for that component 2N7002. I want to search for this component. Okay, so you will see the component which I have acquired from my manufacturer part search, all the informations you can see here. So below you will see the preview, what is the component. So all this data details of the parameter details of the component, and it is from my company server. So the symbol, footprint, then the life cycle of the component. So today's state is the draft. So this is draft state. So initial state of the component I have taken with this timing. So you can see then the part choice information. So part choice information is I added one. What are all the manufacturer part choice I have added? You can add it. Any number you can add. Still, if you want, you can add from here also. Okay, so you can do all this. So now I have got the component from here. I just close this first. Then I go to my component panel. See here, once I open my component panel, previously this component was not available here. But now the component is available, which I have got from my manufacturer part search. So I can just right click and I can just place the component where I want anywhere in my design. Okay, so now when I place this component, I want to check the properties of this component. So double click on this component automatically. Your properties dialog box for that component will open, and then you will be able to see the properties of this component here. Okay, so the component comment is 2N, the same thing, and the source is from the company server. The component is up to date. Okay, so here you will see the same part choice information, the stock availability, the cost, All these informations you can see. You can also see the footprint, 2D and 3D view of the component. So this is how you can get all the details of the component even when you get it from your server. Okay, so next thing is we are going to see how to work with the uh, bill of material, active bill of material. So when you go for active bill of material, you can see there is a, for any project we are creating active bill of material, you will be able to see the manufacturer part number, manufacturer life cycle, all this information, the component details, designer, all this information. Again, as I told you previously, you can see the volume production of this component. For example, the capacitor, it has the volume production, and then you will see the, finally, you can see there is a no MPN rank. It means there is no manufacturer part number is ranked. So if I want to see this information, I just click on this, then automatically below you will see the details, manufacturer part details. So I scroll down to see the different part numbers, different suppliers information here. So what I need to do is I need to select the stars. So based on the stars, I can give the preference for the particular supplier. Okay, so for example, I just choose the 5 stars. Then I can choose the second one to be 4 stars. So based on the number of stars, the preference will be given to the particular suppliers. Okay, so now you can see here for the 3 items I have given, the you see 5, 4, 3 stars. So the rating I have given for these 3 suppliers. So automatically you can see it changes to green checkbox. It means that the manufacturer part numbers are given to the component. Same way, when I come to the third one, it says is not recommended for design. It means you will see there is a triangle. So there is you have to change the component. So you can select the component. If you want to go for the details, you can go for add solution, and then you can go for the manufacturer link. So go to the manufacturer link, and if you want to go for add, you can go and search for the component from your manufacturer part search to get for the component. You see, so there are so many components. You can again go for filter, and then you can filter for the component which you want to choose. So now, for example, I choose these 3. Okay, so there is a volume production, all these are here. Okay, I choose with this 3 and then click OK. Then I just click OK. So now it is changed from the not recommended to volume production. Okay, again you will see the information, the I symbol. When you see I symbol, it means that the manufacturer are not ranked here. So you can rank them by scrolling. You can give the number of stars to rank. Same thing, absolute. When you go for the second one, is an absolute component. It means the component life cycle has been end. So we need to go for add solution, and you can edit to change the component. Okay, so based on the supplier, or based on your parameters, or based on your name of the component, you can just select, filter it and select the component. So you can do all this in your active BOM here. Then the next one is we are going to see about your Explorer panel, which is your server here. Inside Altium, we can go for Concur Pro server. Okay, so now inside the server, you will be able to see there are different folders in the left-hand side, like your component folder, like amplifier. Each folders will be having their own components. Okay, so their own components for audio, so audio amplifier, batteries. So their components and all their preview life cycle for each component, and their component revision ID you can see here. All these informations you will have. So for example, if you want to go for this components here, you can also create the components with your own revision ID. Revision ID means you can create your own component number. Okay, so the component number can be generated by you. So how to do this component generation if you want to do? So let me show you an example for it. I just close this Explorer panel and I go for my LCD here. Okay, so now in this, I'm going to go for a file, library migrator. Okay, if I want to add in any library file, like an integrated file or schematic file, you can add it, which I want to push it to my server. So that library file can be from my project itself. So go for add the library. Then I just go for Concur Pro. I want to add this. So I want to open it. So now you will see there the components are added here. These three components are from this library are added here, and I need to push this library to my server. So to push this library, I should have a location where I need to put the library inside my server. So you can select it in the left hand side under the properties. You can choose which folder you want. So I just go for my component. I just right click, add a subfolder here. Then I want the component folder. So I give the name for this as temperature sensor. Okay, so then you can change your naming scheme, what naming scheme you want to do. You can change here or you can change here. Okay, so now I want to change my naming scheme. For example, I just changed to, I just changed from here to here, for example. Just I give this name, then I click add button. So what happens automatically, you will see that the temperature sensor has been added to my server folder. I just click OK. So once I click OK, you will see under this component folder, the temperature sensor folder has been added. And then the naming scheme starts with ACAT001 for my components. Then the component life cycle. I'm going to choose my component life cycle is my own company life cycle. I have created this life cycle in my own server. Okay, so I'm just using my own server life cycle. Then I have to use here also the same. So for this, I just choose the same location of this temperature sensor. Add. Okay, so the same thing I do for my footprint also. Add the same. Then click OK. So once I do this, you will see the naming scheme, all they are following the same. So once everything is done, I need to, first step is you need to validate your components before pushing them to the server. So to validate, you can just click to validate first. Okay, so I just click validate. It will show whether there is any error or warning message. Okay, if there is warning message, you can omit it off. I just close here and then I go to migrate. So migrate will push my components to the server. So I click migrate. So what happens? There is some validation detection of failure. It means that automatically there is some duplication of component maybe there or something like that. So I just omit the error and I do for migrating. You can see the component released. Okay, so you see migration successfully completed, 3 components. I want to open the log file of the migration of component. So open your log file and just close this message panel. You will see the log file, your time, what I have created, ID list, then the source, then the details. So they are successfully pushed to my server. So you can see all the informations here. Okay, with what name, with the what ID name and what is the component name, all this you can see here. So once it is done, I go to my library migrator. So I have pushed it. I need to see those components inside my server. So go to panels, explorer, then open your temperature sensor here. So I cannot see here. So what I'm going to do, I just refresh my server. So once I refresh my server, I will see my temperature sensor. Okay, so you will see all the components with the revision ID, what I have created has come here. So the starting revision, sorry, the revision state, you will see the draft state, which is the initial state of the component. Okay, then you can see the component name, description. Also, we can see below the symbol, the footprint, all those informations, the life cycle of the component. So since I released it now, you will see the life cycle of this component. Same thing you can do for the other component also. Okay, so now if you want to change the live revision state to some other state, so just right click on this, you can go for edit and then you can change the state of the component like draft to or the next state is initial state or whatever state may be. So everything you need to do the validation. So we need to process it. So once the process is accepted, you will see the valid symbol, then yes. Okay, so even though you have done, you will not see the changes. To see the changes, you can click refresh. So you will see the changes here. So you can do it off. So whatever the changes you're doing, it will be automatically updated, but you need to refresh your server. Okay, so this is how you can do. Then if you want to create a new component, so you can create a new component under this component panel or somewhere, wherever you want. For example, you want to create a component under this capacitor itself. So you can just go to the capacitor and then you can go for add component. So you can create your own new component here. Okay, so I just click add new component. Then I just double click minimize to the Explorer. You will see there is a new component here. So in new component, I just close my server. If you want to have some templates format, for example, I don't know what is the name of the component. I just search for cap. So it will automatically load some templates for me. So cap 2, I'm searching for cap 2. Then comes here cap 22 or cap 23. So I just choose cap 23. Automatically when I choose the name, it will say that first use all data. Use all data means the symbol, the footprints, then the parameter data, then the part choice information, all will come. If I choose the second option, it will not include the symbols and the footprints. It will include only the parameter data. Then if I don't want the first two choice. I want only the supply chain details. For example, like a data sheet only. Then I can go for the third choice. So now for my project, I want all the information. I want to use all data. Okay, so you will be able to see the name, the description, the parameter list also. Under in the advanced settings, you will see the component number also. What is the ID of the component? It is newly created. And what is the version, template of the component, all this. Then you will see the part choice information. And then in the right hand side, you can see that it is a up-to-date component, the revision status. So once it is there, you can also add in your footprint, new footprint or wizard, you can create it. You can do all this here. So what I'm going to do, I just created the component. If I want to edit the symbol, I can just click here to edit the symbol. So I'm just going to release it to the server. So to release to the server, again, you need to go to the top. Each component, whenever you're creating, you have to release it to the server. So now again is a new component. So I just type in some details about the component. So it's a new component. Okay, so it has been released to the server. My message panel is empty. It means there is no error. So I just close it, go to my panel, go to my Explorer panel. Then inside the capacitor, I want to search for that component. Instead of going and searching one by one, I can go here with my name, what I see, MP 001-00083. Okay, so you can see the component which I have created just now, the new component. So it gives me the information about the component. So you can easily search inside your server. Okay, so you can see there is a symbol but no footprint, and the life cycle of the component, no life cycle. Then there is a part choice for this component. Okay, so this is how you can create your component. So not only you can do this, you can also inside your server, you can do many other things, like you can have the templates for your project files. Because the server is not only for the component, it is a centralized location to release your projects and see the project information. For example, like audio amplifier, you see I release this project to the server, you will be able to see the fabrication output. For example, you can see all the files you can release to the server. Then you can also release your own project files here. And then if you click here, you will see all the project informations, like your PCB project, schematic document, all those informations you can release to the server. And whenever, once you release to the server, it will be having the revision 1. Okay, so later nobody can edit your project file. If they want to edit, it will be automatically under revision 2. So you can do all this in this server. Also inside the server, you can do your, you can get your managed schematic sheets. You can get your template files. For example, you want template for bill of material, you can get it from the server. Then you can get your layers tax template, you can get from your server. So you can just download from the server and you can save it in your PC. You can use it for your software, or you can just right click here to open it inside your software also. Okay, you can use from here. So all this you can do inside the server itself. Once you click, it will automatically open inside your software. Okay, so with this, I will stop my presentation. Any